Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Breakthrough Innovation. With us today is Dr. Brad Carlson, a seasoned innovator, R&D executive, and strategist with over 30 years of experience in the medical device, imaging, and industrial markets. As the VP of Technology and Business Development at Intelligent Product Solutions, Brad has built a career around transforming innovation into purposeful results, helping organizations launch differentiated products that drive market growth. With a track record of delivering breakthroughs like the first VNS connected platform and pioneering imaging products, Brad has led cross-functional teams through complex challenges to achieve record-setting milestones. A holder of 52 U.S. patents and an author of 41 refereed articles, Brad is deeply committed to fostering personal growth and empowering others to succeed in innovation. Join us as we delve into Brad's insights on navigating the complexities of innovation, strategic planning, and creating impactful products in competitive markets. Brad, I'm excited to dive into things, and we're really excited to have you on the show.
Thanks, JL. Good to be here.
Awesome. So we always start kind of in the same place. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to your current role.
Oh, gosh. So, I really see my career in four quarters. I'm a football fan, so naturally I make the analogy, right? But I think the first quarter I spent in academia, which was a great growth opportunity for me, doing early stage innovation, really understanding and road mapping my career. I decided to leave academia because I saw myself bringing more value on the customer side, and in academia, pretty far from the end product, right? Early stage research, very far from the end product. So I wanted to put myself in a position where I was working with larger teams, working with cross-functional teams, working on end products. So I joined the industrial space and spent the next quarter in an industrial space, highly innovative company, great team, really a tremendous amount of individual contribution, individual contributor work. And toward the end of that stage, I really felt like I wanted to get into leadership. And that's where I moved to Danaher and spent kind of the third quarter of my career in Danaher and LivaNova, working on medical device products in a leadership role, starting as leading a small technology innovation team, growing to leading global R&D teams, and even owning the P&L for a business. So, along the way, the innovation evolved from technical and product innovation to then business innovation, right?
Yeah.
And then, finally, I'm in the fourth quarter now, I suppose. I hate to admit that, but here I am. I joined Intelligent Product Solutions, which is a group that takes me back to my university days. So the recently promoted CEO of IPS was my student back in the mid-90s. So dating myself a little bit, but connecting with people that I have really good relationships with from the past and driving innovation beyond a specific product portfolio, right? So in Danaher and LivaNova, I had responsible for very specific portfolio, very specific market, addressable market available. Now we work with clients across the board. So we're working on products from industrial to healthcare to aerospace, you name it. We can go help companies address their product development challenges.
I love it. And I think, listening to you talk, it's a nice, very concise connection of dots. And it always makes you think of, I think it was Steve Jobs who talked about the only way to connect the dots is in retrospect. You never see the connections in the moment, but I love the story. I love the connected dots, and hopefully you're just in the beginning of that fourth quarter and you're nowhere near the 2-minute warning or anything like that.
Certainly feels like it. There could even be an overtime period. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go. I love the way you're talking about it. That'll work out great. I'll keep my fingers crossed for overtime. So given all your experience and kind of the path you've taken, I'm curious, we don't rarely go high level here, but I think it might be a good time to talk about, like, with all this experience, how do you actually define innovation? What makes innovation separate from business as usual? And what also makes it a critical driver for business success?
Sure. It's a great question. I mean, innovation can be defined in many ways, and small innovations, big innovations. And I would say, to me, innovation is woven into daily operation, right? It's part of problem solving. It's part of that continuous effort to move product forward, to move the business forward, to move people forward. So it's a very broad definition. to start with. I think to me, innovation is creativity that matters, that's meaningful, that brings value. So whatever the problem may be, we're looking to bring more value to the customer, whether it's an external customer or internal customer. It's really about problem solving in a creative way that brings value to the user.
Well, I love the line, man, now I'm blanking. Innovation is creativity that creates value.
Right.
Like the link between creativity and value is, I think, a powerful one. I wonder if there's an element of uniqueness that comes with innovation as well. Because I think there's a lot of things that are incremental and just linear that create value. And do you think maybe there's an ask for it to truly be innovation, there has to be some form of uniqueness to it that wasn't there before?
Well, no, I think those incremental things require innovation as well, right? They require, anytime we're faced with a new problem, we have to be innovative and creative in the way we address it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be facing the problem. It would have been taken care of already, right? So I think, one of the things that I learned quickly in Danaher is I became very lean in my thinking. I've always been lean throughout my career in terms of what's the shortest path to get to the result that I want, right? But Danaher takes lean to a different level. It's a tremendous company. Many people know this, but lean thinking around innovation is something that, traditional lean doesn't necessarily pay attention to. Right. So I think, bringing, focus on the customer insights, problem understanding, right? Problem solving. These are all things that are critical to moving a business forward, and they require innovation to take the agenda and the roadmap where it needs to go. So, but I mean, technology innovation is still important too. But I think having this holistic perspective around, the business, the end user, the customer, all of those factors are important in putting together the big picture. Because again, to deliver value, right, the inventor is not determining value. It's the customer that determines the value, right? So understanding the unmet need, understanding the requirement from customer perspective is really critical.
Well, and I like that. So you're talking about this holistic approach to innovation. And a lot of times on this show, we talk about what does the leader do? How does the team work? Things like that. But I'm curious from your perspective, how do you look at it more holistically, and how do you bring in and weave those different parts together in a more cohesive whole?
It's having an open mind, surrounding, creating an environment where that access to those stakeholders is convenient and open, engaging them in a thoughtful and personable way. So some of the best relationships that I've built in my roles are with customers, and kind of, having that dialogue, having that relationship where you can call a customer without notice and have a conversation about, a product or an end user need, and, how does that play in? How do things, take for example, the vagus nerve stimulator implant that we worked on in LivaNova. What are some of the details around the operating procedure in the operating room, right? How is the equipment used in that type of setting? Understanding those details, having those conversations with end users, critical to bringing that back and architecting the system in a way that then it becomes innovative, because we're creating something new and we're meeting the value required by the end user.
No, I like that. And kind of what I hear you saying is, for all these other, let's call them stakeholders, for lack of a better word, even if that's a customer.
It's a great word for it, actually.
Yeah. And I think when you're talking holistically, what you're saying is the more you can bring them into the process, the better.
Right.
So it's not about going out and finding all the information and things and bringing it back. It's about going out and finding the right people, the right stakeholders that are going to help you figure out what value is and making them part of your team.
That's right. And then it becomes a continuous process, right? It's not to go out and gather the information, come back and craft a solution. It's a continuous process. So we can start small, right? I like to approach innovation to minimize risk, So I want to start small. I want to do a lot of experimentation early, take a lot of that and answer questions about the unknowns, right? And I wanted to bounce that off my customers. So I want that feedback loop to be tight. I want it to happen in real time so that we can make more rapid progress and we can fail faster, right? A lot of innovation fails. Maybe not the entire program fails, but some pieces of it fail. And the quicker they can fail, the sooner we can put resources on a different path.
We talk a lot about with our customers about don't try and fail fast or fail forward. Try and fail small and fail smart.
Right.
Because I think, those are the things that matter. It's not like you're trying to fail. It's just, it's a real risk. So make it a small failure so it doesn't kill you, and make it a smart failure so you learn a lot. And I think
Right.
that's always been a lot more relevant to what innovators are doing than that fail fast, fail forward kind of rhetoric. I don't know. That's I worded that probably a little bit stronger than I should, but you kind of get the idea
Yeah.
of what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, we've talked a little bit about innovation in general. Innovation is a holistic thing. One of the other things that you've talked about is open innovation, which is something that's gaining a little bit of traction over the years. So could you tell us a little bit about what that is and how companies have been succeeding using or adopting that model?
Yeah. Yeah. Good question. So open innovation can mean different things to different people, but in general, to me, it means being open to collaboration outside the core team or outside the walls of your own company, right? So whether it's with universities, partner companies, whether it's with consulting firms, you have it. That's open innovation. It's going and being open to help in your innovation process from people outside your own organization. And open innovation, that was key for us in Danaher. Danaher does a lot of acquisitions. The company has changed a bit now, and there's more organic product development, more growth from organic initiatives today than from 15 years ago. But when I joined, it was a lot of acquisition. That's an open innovation activity, right? We're taking innovations from startups or from mature companies and bringing those products into our portfolio and helping them to build a stronger roadmap for our company, right? Now in the role I'm in, it's all about open innovation. We are open innovation partners for all of our clients, right? And we like to embed ourselves within the client's own product development organization so that we have that tight feedback loop. We have that close, we can iterate quickly with our clients to get to the solution they're looking for.
It's not quite like the like open code base and things like that, but it is similar in that anyone can contribute if they have value to add.
That's right. That's right. It's open. It's partnership. It has to make sense for all of the parties involved. But I think, when you think about organizations that get stuck on certain problems, right? Or a fast way to address that is bring in more experience, right? And through
Or just different experience.
different experience, diversity of thought, diversity of experience, right? You bring in consultants or bring in contract organizations on a short-term basis or to help kind of open their eyes about the problem.
Right. No, I love that. And Brad, I could dive into all this stuff for another hour easy, but unfortunately we do have to start wrapping up. Before we do, what is the best way for people to get to connect with you, to collaborate with you?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way is LinkedIn. Dr. Bradley S. Carlson is my LinkedIn page. Also, Dr. Bradley S. Carlson at gmail.com works. Don't hesitate to reach out. I love talking to people. I love learning about new problems, new organizations, and we're looking to help, honestly. What I'm about now is kind of paying it forward and helping other organizations solve their problems and get to where they want to go.
And that's a lot of what we started this podcast for, is to create community and connection around innovators. Because I think a lot of times innovators feel like they're in it on their own. And the more we can kind of partner up and help each other out, I think the better off we all are. So Brad, thank you so much for the great conversation. This has been fantastic. And we're really grateful to have had you on the show. For everyone else who's listening all the way to the end, thank you as well. We hope this brought you some value. And please consider leaving a like, a rating, a review on whatever platform you're listening on. And if you know anyone who is looking for some support on the innovation side of things, or maybe some advice from a more experienced innovator, send them this episode, connect them with Brad, and help share the value. Lastly, remember to take one actionable insight from today, apply it, and let us know how it goes, because we'd love to hear about your progress. Brad, thanks again. And everyone else, thanks again. Next time, we'll see you on Breakthrough Innovation.
Sounds good. Thanks, Joe.